Hey, you guys, welcome back to our Facebook Live on Tuesday mornings. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I actually have some serious bruises on my face, and so I'm just going to stay out of the video for today. And you guys know I don't usually mind showing you some crazy stuff and when I'm not looking my best, but I am not feeling the greatest. So today we're doing black screen and I have some exciting questions today. By the way, no one beat me up and I'm okay. So let's see. I want to make sure we're talking about the right questions. Okay. Super excited. We got a placement question from Michaela. She's saying, hello, I've got a placement question. It's pretty tricky right now in my downline. She's saying one of her frontline builders isn't really doing a lot like building and stuff. I'm trying to use your wording was, let me say it this way. When you guys give a question, make sure that if the person you're talking about were reading it, that they wouldn't feel bad, because we want to make sure that we're encouraging people in what they're doing, and yet you can still be blunt, okay? Those of you who know me, I'm not saying to like tippy-toe around the topic. Let's just be honest. She's not building. She doesn't really want to be doing anything, and yet she is... she's not very positive about her financial situation. Her financial situation is kind of difficult. So then as a leader, it kind of feels like as the upline, well then, I can totally help you build. So Michaela's saying, I chose her as my frontline because she was so interested and motivated in doing the business. But now she refuses to pay her LRP. So you guys, I know many of you are going, yes, what do I do? Because we've all had this kind of situation. She says, I already built a downline for her and still have new enrollments coming in. If I choose to put the people under a completely new builder, I will not advance in my rank in the next time for the next time. Do you have any ideas? How can I avoid being stuck in my rank, but still enroll people properly? I'm kind of new to placement strategies, and I just have one builder who has a downline and another one joined a little while ago. Okay. I'm super excited that you asked this question because, and especially the fact that you're kind of new, this is absolutely going to help you, and you are going to be able to start making some better choices with your team. And a lot of the things that are happening, yes, there are things you can do to fix it so this doesn't happen again, even though you can't control other people. So I honestly, it takes a lot of humility to reach out, ask questions, try to learn what you can learn from the situation. So first of all, let's talk about this. There is a way to find out if somebody really wants to build. Now, you may think that, and I'm not just talking to Michaela here, I'm talking to all of us because we all have done it. So we may think that we absolutely have asked all the right questions and we know that they want to build. But we don't realize, you guys, there's a really powerful psychological piece. We don't realize how much, because we're excited, we get them excited. And sometimes we don't realize that we're not finding out what they really want. Yes, everyone wants to make more money. Yes, everybody wants to be able to be successful. But do they even know what they're committing to? Not usually. Even if you're really good at it. Because I'll tell you this. When I talk with someone, I know the right things to say. I even know how to back off so that I'm not being too, getting them so excited to do it just because I'm excited and just because I've been successful. But really and truly what happens is they end up feeding on our excitement and they get excited about things that they might not normally have gotten excited about because they feel like they're going to ride on our coattails. Okay. Now, we aren't trying to do that. And I can't tell you how hard I try not to do that, but it still happens. And even if you do everything you can to try to not do that, and I'm not saying you did that, Michaela, but I'm going to talk about the several different pieces that come together to create this problem. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to help stop you from having this problem again. So number one, you have got to find out what they really want. And the best way that I have found to do that is to do the 3 pathways with them. Now, the 3 pathways, I'm not going to go into great detail here because it's on my YouTube. You can go find it. And it's just called the 3 pathways. I teach you exactly how to do it in great detail. But it is a way to talk with someone and find out exactly what they really want, while giving them an example of some of the commitments that they would have to commit to so they know what they're getting themselves into. I am telling you, I had this exact same problem that you are having, Michaela, and I totally felt the same way you feel, the frustrations, all the stuff. But I will tell you, when I started doing the 3 pathways and got really good at it, first of all, when I first started doing it, maybe wasn't awesome at it, I started doing it. We started to kind of figure this out. And guess what happened? All of a sudden, I started seeing a lot of those problems disappear. And then as we got better at doing the 3 pathways, I couldn't believe it. It truly almost eliminated people saying they were going to do stuff and then not doing it. And the beauty of the 3 pathways is it lets you share with them a few different options of different levels that they might want to get involved at. And again, when you go watch that, it'll go into great detail how do you know if you should even start to talk to someone about that? And exactly how to approach it, every single piece. But if you will do the 3 pathways with them, it outlines for them what some of those commitments are for some of the different levels of involvement. And then when they commit, they're committing more for real based on what they are wanting and thinking about their schedule and thinking about what they're committing to. It changes everything. And then the beauty of it is people change their minds. Of course they change their minds. Someone might come in and absolutely want to do this, and then they change their minds. But if you didn't do the 3 pathways with someone, and don't worry, Michaela, because you probably didn't do it because you wouldn't have known about it, I'm going to tell you how to fix it even after you didn't do the 3 pathways with them. But what happens is, even let's say you're really awesome at talking to someone and they don't feel any kind of pressure. They don't feel any excitement from your excitement. It's just what they wanted. But then they change their minds. Well, guess what? We don't really have a great way to talk to them, except having a crucial confrontation, if you've read that book, which are very hard to do. That takes some training for a lot of people. But if you've done the 3 pathways with someone, they know exactly what a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3 builder are. Number 3 is a really serious builder, and number 2 is in the middle, and number 1 is very casual, just wanting to maybe share with friends and family. So when you're done with the 3 pathways, you let them pick. And if they said, I want to be a number 2, or I want to be a number 3, then when they're not doing the things that they said they would do, and usually they do, especially at first. But if it gets to a point where maybe they have a baby, maybe they have an illness in the family, maybe a spouse leaves them or whatever, and then they start having a hard time and they quit doing the things that they had said they were going to do, now it is so easy because it wasn't about emotions. It was about, hey, this is what is included. So now I can go to someone and say, hey, Sarah, because of course it's always Sarah. You guys know me. I say, hey, Sarah, I know that when we first talked, and we talked about the 3 different possible pathways that you could go down with your business. Well, I know that you chose number 3, and we were so excited, and we did this, and absolutely give them accolades for what they did do. Because you'll be surprised, just because you see all the things they didn't do, they are noticing all the things they did do, and they think they're working really, really hard. They feel like they're giving a lot usually, okay? And even when someone isn't doing anything now, and let's say, she won't do her LRP, if you talk about, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, they feel sick because maybe they're not now, but they look at all the things that happened on the team. Even if you feel like you did all the work, I promise, they are thinking, I did this and this and that. You don't even appreciate me. You have got to learn to figure out how to appreciate what they did, no matter what they did, because they did stuff. And I don't care if it was to be nice to someone at a class. For them, it feels like a lot, and we need to honor that. Doesn't mean that we're going to pretend something that isn't real. But now I can go to them and say, hey, you wanted to do number 3, and remember, number 3 looks like this. Now, I don't want you to feel pressured. But what I want to do is I want to kind of go through that again and figure out where you are now. Because I'm feeling like I'm pressuring you, and I'm feeling an urgency to help you be successful at number 3 because I know that's what you wanted. But now it's looking like maybe that's not the perfect fit for your life right now. So let's look at that again. Let's look at it again and let's see if that's still where you are. And if that's where you are, let's figure out, what I can do to help, what's missing. Maybe that's not where you are. And if it's not, that's okay. We'll figure out where you are, and then I'll know how to help you without pushing too hard or not helping enough. Isn't that a beautiful thing? If you do the 3 pathways, now you've opened the door for when they don't want to do it anymore, when they do change their mind. Okay, second thing about that question is, you said a very important thing, which is, again, something we have all done. Now, when I'm talking to people in person, and I use their words like this, like what I'm about to do, they'll say, oh, well, I didn't quite mean that. So Michaela, I'm sorry if it's a little different. I'm just going to use this wording that you put in here just because it's seriously so powerful for everyone. Because I don't know one person in dōTERRA who has not built for someone else, where you are putting enrollments under someone and they are not taking care of them. By the time you start building your team, usually everyone has done that. I honestly, you show me one person who has never done that. And in fact, I should probably have this pulled up on my computer so I can see what the comments are. Hold on. In fact, I am going to do that, you guys, so that I can be answering any questions as I see them come up. So let's see. Facebook business. Okay, I'll be pulling that up, but I'll be talking about this while I'm pulling it up. It is extremely important that we are not building for other people. And the problem is we almost always do. Now, the question is, well, if I can't build for someone, then where do I put these enrollments? Well, guess what? That is absolutely what I teach in my retreats. I teach that in the One Sample Away. So if you want to check that out, you can go to onesampleaway.com. And I truly, you guys, onesampleaway.com is about the only thing I do with dōTERRA that actually costs money. And it's because I've learned if I don't charge for that, people don't do it. So it doesn't help you. I need you to have skin in the game. And so we charge $100. And I'll tell you, I have leaders coming back to me. I don't use this to try to say, hey, go do that. I only point that out when it's absolutely what I know will change your business. Okay. Now realize that I have the fast track trainings on my YouTube channel. So you can go there, you can find the fast track trainings, and you can learn everything you need to know. It's all out there. It's just in One Sample Away. What I do is I take you step by step and I say, hey, today do this. And I teach you all about it. I teach you why. I kind of am in your face about it. And I'm like, don't even give me excuses, whatever. Then I say, do this today. The second day, same thing, every day. And I love on you and I'm hard on you. And I walk you through exactly what I would do with a brand new person who was on my team. And I promise you that you will save more money by doing that than you will if you try to figure it out on your own. And again, go to YouTube. It's kind of, not in order and stuff, but you'll be able to figure that out. So let's see. What do you do if you can't build for someone else? So the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out how to, placements is really important, how to place properly. And for those of you who are new and haven't experienced that in this Facebook group started because people wanted to know how to do placements. So I did 8 weeks, an 8 weeks course on placements. And you guys, it is super inclusive. So so you can go back to the very beginning of this Facebook group. You can watch all 8 of those. I would watch them in order, but I will give you a heads up. The very first week that I was doing it, and you guys, they're long. They're like an hour and a half, sometimes even longer, because we went into every single thing about placements. And I'm telling you, you will know how to place and you will understand why I say you can find builders. You have to find a builder for your front line, which you did, Michaela, and then your builder either changed her mind, or I don't know if she didn't ever choose to do a lot with the business or whatever. The first reason is because they either don't know what to do or they committed to the wrong things. And the what do you call it? The 3 pathways will absolutely help with that. Now that you've already got her on there and you're thinking, okay, yeah, great, but what do I do now? What I want you to do is I want you to go to her and say, oh my goodness, I just learned about this awesome thing. It's something I totally didn't know. You need to take absolutely full responsibility. Don't blame her for anything. She can choose whatever she wants. As a leader, you don't care what she's choosing. As a leader, you're trying to make sure that you are growing your team and you're handling things the way you want and the way a great leader would. So you go to her. Don't worry about what she has or hasn't done. Say, oh my goodness, I just learned this new training and I realized there was something really powerful that I did not do with you at the very beginning that I should have done. I didn't know about it. So I want to do it now. And don't say it's called the 3 pathways. Because when you're doing it with someone for the first time who is not a builder, which right now she is not, you don't want to tell them it's called the 3 pathways because that makes it sound all official. They don't want official. If they wanted official, they'd be building. If you're going to go to your builders, your existing builders who are building, and you're going to have a team meeting, you could say, hey, you guys, I just learned about this new awesome thing, and it's called the 3 pathways. It is powerful. I'm going to start doing it with people that I bring onto my team. I neglected to do it with you guys. And you guys, I want to teach you how to do this so we can do it with our team. And it's super exciting. Okay. So you can get people excited about it. Then you do the 3 pathways with her. And you just take full responsibility that I didn't do this with you. And now I'm realizing, bottom line is, I'm thinking that I'm helping you. I'm thinking that you want certain things, and I'm trying to push you to do certain things that I think you want. But what I'm realizing now is, maybe I don't really even know what you want. Maybe I need to do a better job finding out what your dreams are, what you really want. And this is a way for me to do that. I need to ask you some questions, and you'll see on the 3 pathways, I tell you how to just basically say, I'll have a few questions for you, and we'll go over a few things, and then that will help me to know exactly, how to move forward, what you need, that kind of thing. Okay. So 3 pathways. Second of all, because of the length of this call, and I want to get to some other questions, I'm not going to go over placements, but I will tell you, you can go back and look at all 8. The first week that I did it, though, the very first week of the placements training, I kind of was doing an overview. And then from the questions that I was getting from everyone, even some bigger leaders, I realized, oh my goodness, I need to start from the very beginning and make sure people are clear about every step of the way. Because guess what? There was no one else around when I started. It was just a few of us, and we didn't know what we were doing. So we had to learn each little piece as we went. But because now it's all established, sometimes we who've been here around for a long time, we forget that you guys didn't have to go through some of those struggles back then with the placements and all those things that we learned. So now we say, oh, just do this. Of course, you just do it like that. Well, guess what? In this 8 weeks training, I go through every detail. Okay. So the first week is more of an overview. And then week 2, I just start from the very beginning and go detail by detail. Okay. So it wouldn't hurt to do it in order, absolutely in order. But if you don't watch the first one, you could start with number 2. But then again, do it in order after that, because I'm telling you right now, if you're not in order, you're going to wonder what on earth I'm talking about half the time. Okay? So good luck with that. Now, let's see. We have, And Michaela, I just have to say, I'm sorry that for me to say, go watch those placements videos, I know it feels like, you didn't finish answering my question. I promise that will answer your question. And I know it's a lot of videos, but you know what? It's going to save you so much money, so much time, and so much heartache if you will go and watch those. All right. So good luck with that, and keep me posted. I would love to hear how it goes, and I would love to hear about the answers you get while you watch it, and then ask questions again on here because we can do follow-up, okay? So Nivea said, I enrolled back in June with someone from Brazil. I know that doTERRA there is growing a lot, so I thought maybe having a sponsor there would be good for me since I'm also Brazilian. This sponsor just talked with me when I did my enrollment, and she sent me someone else to help me, but this guy's not helping me at all. What do? I want to have a sponsor that I can count on, him or her. Okay, this is a super great question, and it's a really tough one because all of us feel that way. We're like, dude, I'm trying to build this business and I want some help. But those of you who know me, you know what's coming. And I'm going to tell you this, Nivea, and I'll tell you, I wish we could be face to face because then you could see the love in my eyes and the concern I have for you. But I will tell you, I'm going to be super strong with you and everybody who's listening, because I'll tell you, I would bet you over 50% of the people listening are feeling all put out because their upline or somebody is not helping them. You know what? This is your business. Get over it, because you want to know what? You can do this, and you don't need them. You don't need them. Yes, reach out to them. And if you happen to have an upline who is super supportive and totally helps you, guess what? You are so crazy lucky, because this is your business and it is your responsibility. And I'll tell you what, we have enough. We have so much help out there for you. Now we have all the videos. We have, you guys, this Facebook group alone gives you tons of answers. It shows you the placement stuff. I'll tell you what, if you are part of this Facebook group and you have the placement information, you watch and I'm not the only one who has them out there, but I know mine inside and out. On my YouTube channel, I have tons of trainings on how to do a wellness consult and how to do all this stuff. And if you do the one sample away, onesampleaway.com, I am telling you, you will explode your business and you do not need anyone else. And you know what? when I first started, and this, I'm not saying this because woe is me, I walked uphill in the snow both ways. I'm telling you this to help you understand. You can do this. You do not need anyone. And as long as you tell yourself that you need someone else, or that you are, in order to be successful, I need this. And I know that's not what you're saying, Nivea. You're just saying, I would like it. I would like a sponsor that's like, yes, we all would. But you want to know what? Let's do this. You don't need this. You are a game changer. And you know what? We all are, or we would not be doing what we're doing. And maybe your person is not in a place right now where they can sponsor you the way that you would like. Maybe they don't have the training yet. Maybe they're not willing. Maybe they are willing, but they don't know what to do. Maybe they feel like they're doing a great job, but that's the best they can get. We don't know. Every person is different. But if you truly will look at this like, you want to know what? This is my business. And I hope that after you get mad at me and go cry into your pillow and hate me for a day or something, then I want you to go, you know what? She's right. I can do this. And I know that I can count on Teresa. She's going to be there with her trainings, and she's going to keep helping us. You guys, I am trying to put out every possible training I can think of that I wish I had known from the beginning. Okay, and that is what I'm doing here for you. So Nivea, you got this. I want you to keep us posted, and I want you, and don't use names of people who aren't there for you or whatever, but keep us posted. And I want to hear how you sucked it up and you're like, dude, okay, she's right. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to find a way to learn what I need to learn to grow. And I hope you're going to be at convention. You guys, those of you who are coming to convention, I am super crazy excited. I can't wait to see you guys. Seriously, we're going to have some things that we're carrying around that when you come find us, we're going to give you little gifts and stuff. And we have some fun things around that we're going to do. So just be prepared for that. Also, it looks like we won one of the luxury suites. So with our enrollments and things that we're doing, building our team, we are one of the winners of the top luxury suites where you get to invite people to come up and sit. And so, of course, I have some of my special leaders who've been working really hard, invited to come up and sit with us. But we're going to do something fun on here. So be watching, because convention is next week. We're going to do something fun on here where we have some spots where we're going to invite some of you guys to come and join us in our suite. That would be super fun. And we'll probably have some spots like that for each of the 3 days. We're trying to make sure exactly how many spots we have available. And so as soon as we hear that back from dōTERRA, because different suites have different numbers of seats, then we're going to invite some of you guys on. Super excited about that. So let's see. I'm going to check your guys' comments and see what's going on with that. Let me see. Oh, here it is. The black one. Okay. Let's see. I don't see any questions about particularly what I'm talking about right now, but I know that there's a lag. So, okay, I'm going to go on to the next question for just a second. Megan saying, what is the one thing that you regretted doing while building your business? Oh, that's a tough one. Megan, are you going to make me just pick one? You guys, I've made so many mistakes. And I'll tell you, this is why I get passionate with you guys. So Michaela and Nivea, I hope you don't get mad at me because I get passionate with you guys because I just want to put my arms around you and protect you from the things that I did. Seriously, it's hard for me to think of one thing, but I will try to think of one. If I were to say the one thing that's the worst thing I did in my business, and I'm not kidding when I say this, it is build for someone else. If someone is not actively building, then build somewhere else. Don't put enrollments under them, no matter what. And if you don't know how, if you're thinking, which most of you are going to be thinking, well, then where do I put them? Then what do I do? Go watch the placements videos. I am not kidding. I talk exactly about that. It is awesome. I teach you from all my dumb mistakes. So don't build for someone else. Build with other people. And the minute they stop building, no more enrollments go under there. And I only put enrollments under someone if they are actually going to be actively taking care of them. And by the way, here's an awesome conversation that you can have with someone that once I started having this conversation with people, it changed everything. Because before I would have a new enrollment, I'd put them on my leaders team, even someone who was actively building. I'd put him on the team, and then I'd go to the leader and say, hey, I got this guy, Tommy. He is awesome. He totally wants to build, and he has friends in this country, and he wants to do X, Y, Z. And I say, and this is the situation. And so he's going to need, need help from you, and you're his upline. And I've put him on your team. They're like, oh, good. That's awesome. They get so excited. And then guess what? The next thing I know, they're not taking care of him. They're not taking care of Tommy. They're not helping Tommy do classes. And when I talk to them about it, guess what they say? Often it's obviously different wording, but it's basically this. Well, they're your leader. I don't have time. I'm busy with all this other stuff. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Until I took responsibility and started realizing, okay, you have to look at your business and go, dude, take extreme ownership. Have you read that book? Extreme Ownership. You take extreme ownership and you have to go, okay, this is my business. It's my fault. If this is my fault, then what could I do differently to change this? I can't control them because their behavior is not my fault. But if I'm having a problem in my business and I'm taking extreme ownership, then what am I doing wrong, or what could I do differently? And guess what? Once I did that, this is what I figured out. I figured out that it's because I'm just expecting something from them, and then I tell them they need to do it. Well, this is their business. I don't get to just put someone under them and then expect certain things, even if I know that they want to, or I think that they should, or whatever. I don't care how self-righteous you are about it. And self-righteous, what that means is that you know you're in the right compared to everyone else. So this is what we do now. And it took some figuring, but once we figured this out, I almost never have that problem. And this is what I do. I go to Sarah and I say, hey, Sarah, I have this guy, Tommy. He totally wants to build. And I tell Sarah all about Tommy and all the awesome things about Tommy, but I tell the absolute truth. I say, I don't know if he's really going to build, but he says he wants to. And then I say this, and this is so powerful. I say, I would like to put him underneath you, or I would like to put him under your third leg, or wherever I want to put them. I would like to put him under there. Now notice, I'm not promising. I would like to put him under there, but I need to put him under someone who is going to. And then I list some things that they need to do. But I need to put him under someone who is going to, and I list at least 3 things, maybe more. I need to put him under someone who is going to do the classes with him, help him learn how to teach classes until he's confident. I need someone who's going to do the weekly upline mentoring call with him and, do the strategy worksheet. I need someone who is going to, just take care of him, really teach him how to build and be his mentor. So is that something that you're willing to do? So the story is different every time because the person is different. And I tell the truth about that person. But the parts that never change, the wording that never changes is the part where I say, I would like to put him here, and this is why, but I need to put him somewhere where someone is going to do A, B, C, and D for him. And then I say, is that something you are willing to do? And it is crazy, you guys. If you have that conversation, do you think anyone ever says no? Everybody says yes. They say, of course. Oh, I'll totally do that. And guess what? Do you want to make the list of things that they need to do sound really easy so they'll say yes? No, I don't want to make it sound crazy hard, but I kind of want to make it sound a little bit hard. I want it to sound like, dude, I need someone who's going to take good care of this person. And I list some of the hard things. So if I'm going to put, let's say it's a customer that I'm putting under someone. If I'm putting a customer under Sarah, I'm not going to say someone who's going to teach them how to do classes and teach them all this stuff. I'm going to say, she just wants to be a customer. Her name is Jennifer, and she has 5 kids, and she says that they have health challenges all the time. She's so excited about the oils, and I'd like to put her under you because you have 5 kids too, and your kids both go to the same school, whatever the real reason is that I want to put them under there. And then I say, but I need to put her under someone who is going to take her calls, answer her questions about the oils, help her learn how to use the oils with her kids. And, she'll end up wanting to share the oils. And when she does, they'll help share the oil, help her learn how to help other people with the oils. That's what I'm needing. So is that something that you'd be willing to do? And again, they always say yes. Okay. Shinian, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Chiropractor who wants an account in the clinic name. I advise to have account in their name, but insisted on it being in clinic name. Any advice? Yes. Actually, they can totally have it in the clinic name, and it really doesn't matter at all. All they have to do is do the clinic. So, for example, for me, when I first enrolled with dōTERRA, I started as my name, Teresa Harding. But then once you're making $5,000 a month or more, for tax reasons, it is way better. You need to have a business entity. So we created Health Strategies, and that became the name of our company. And now I'm signed up as Health Strategies. And so for tax purposes, that's awesome. But instead of using my Social Security number, they use the tax ID number for that entity. So it really doesn't matter at all. And probably the reason they're doing this is because, you just made a great comment, Shinian, but I'll talk about that in a second. I hope I'm saying your name right. Anyways, what happens is imagine if he got sued. If someone tries to sue him, then anything he owns that's in his name, someone can try to take that from him. But the practice is protected because it's a business entity, and it has to, it makes it so that he has a little bit more protection. So if this is under his entity name, his clinic name, then for all of those reasons, it's way more beneficial. There are a lot of other tax and financial reasons why it's better to have it in that name. So yeah, it's totally fine if he wants to do that. Let me see. Yeah, they're worried about taxes. Yeah, let them know. You've talked to someone who's been doing dōTERRA a long time. I work with some of the biggest spas and chiropractors. I have hundreds of them on my team. And yes, that's absolutely fine. And so, yeah, and this would be a great opportunity for you to go into them and say, oh my goodness, you guys, I'm so glad you pushed this because I learned something really powerful. And so just take it on you. And let them know, because you know what they'll feel like? Oh my goodness, we can trust her because she's not afraid that she made a mistake. She's not afraid to say that she was wrong and that she's coming in. But don't apologize 10 times. Go in, apologize once. And you don't even have to say, I'm so sorry. Just act more professional like you guys. This was a powerful learning experience for me. I'm really grateful that you pushed that, because this is what I found out. Because you needed this, I went and found out this information and blah, blah, blah. Oh, they're going to love that. Okay, let me look at more comments. Makes sense. Paperwork is easy. Yeah, paperwork's easy. Honestly, they don't do anything except for the way we enroll as a wellness consult or a wellness advocate. That's exactly how they enroll. But they put their clinic name and they put the tax ID number instead of the Social Security number. But with a clinic, it's really important. It's best if you don't use, what do they call it? If they don't use network marketing terminology, use business terminology. So you wouldn't say you're going to enroll. You would say we're going to set up an account for you. Okay. Even though it's the same thing, to them, it makes them a little skittish. Sometimes they don't love it. Okay. So that's a great way to do it. Okay. I'm trying to pull up these comments, but for some reason they're not all. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I don't see any more of those comments. Okay, I'm going to go to continue on the questions I have. I'm just going to do a couple more. So these are miscellaneous questions. Sandra says, which of the dōTERRA ebooks do you find the most popular? Honestly, I have one that I use that people love, and there are two. I have two that everybody's loving, and so I use those a lot. So I can't speak to that as much, but what I would like is for you guys on this Facebook Live to make a comment if you have some, all right? So if you have for the dōTERRA ebooks, which ones are people liking the most, comment here, because I found kind of even for all of them, but the ones that we have made ourselves that people love are my 50 best blends. So the best, just blends for all different types of things. And that's what we call the book, My 50 Best Blends or whatever. Then the other one is Mood and Emotional Support. I can't believe how much people love that. It's because it's a big issue right now. Okay, so does a wellness advocate have to have a certain amount of enrollments or give up their team? How many enrollments is that? That is a really good question. And the answer is actually yes, you do have to have a certain number of enrollments every month. But dōTERRA does not enforce that. in the agreement that you sign when you get involved, it says that you need to have, I think it's 2 to 3 enrollments a month. Now, thank heaven, dōTERRA doesn't enforce it. And it's just there so that if somebody tries to abuse a situation, then dōTERRA can take action if they need to, so that people are not being hurt. Okay, so there have been a few times where I've seen that imposed because somebody, maybe someone in the family took over a team from their mom or something like that, and were taking advantage of the team members. And so dōTERRA can use that if they need to. So just be aware. It's good to know. But in the same way, they say, like, they could enforce that you couldn't, for example, you couldn't go sell the oils that you bought the oils for yourself and you're saying you're using them for personal use. You can use them for incentives. You can use them for other things. That's absolutely okay, and dōTERRA okays it, and it's fine. But they could enforce that if they needed to, if somebody is hurting other people or using loopholes in the system to create a situation that is beneficial for them but hurts the company or something like that. So that's actually interesting that you asked that question. How to teach the staff of a spa. Ooh, that's a good one. Should I do a YouTube video about that, you guys? Because that's too long for here, but it's actually really simple, really awesome, and the spas love it. So if you guys would like me to do a YouTube video about that, let me know. If we get a good response about that, then I'll go ahead and do that this week, okay? Barbara's asking, I see that dōTERRA is cutting out people who haven't ordered in a year. Regarding wellness advocates, this is changing my structure pretty strongly. Can we move people who are now moving up into 4th, 5th, and 6th legs of mine without having multiple people in our upline approve it? Yeah, this is a tough one because they've always done that, actually. But dōTERRA has always, I know it hasn't always shown up in your back office because it depends when they kind of like establish it in the back office. But as soon as someone has not ordered for a year, then they can disappear from your back office. So it's important, if you want to stay in touch with those people, then you need to make sure that you have their email and their information so that you're helping them with the oils. Because if if you haven't contacted them in a year and you don't have their contact information and they haven't ordered in a year, then it makes sense that they would not necessarily be on your team anymore. And then of course they can enroll again with someone else or with you again if they want or whatever. And then the second part of your question, can we move people who are now moving up? I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to ask. Can we move people who are now moving up into 4th, 5th, and 6th legs of mine without having multiple people in our upline approve it? I know what you're asking. So what she's saying is, when those people who have not ordered for a year, when they disappear out of your downline, then all of a sudden the people below them move up. And some of you might be going, why would that be a big deal? In a way, it's awesome because those people are ordering, which means they're going to move up and you're going to get paid on those, and they're going to move into your structure, and you'll get, you'll have the people in your structure that are actually ordering, and they'll move up closer to your power of 3 and those kinds of things, okay? So in some ways that can be really good. But part of the issue with that is that, let's say I have Sarah on my 3rd level. Well, no, let's say I have Sarah on my 1st level. That will be easier to understand. If I have Sarah on my 1st level and she has 4 people on her front line who are not building, maybe only one of them is building, and Sarah stops ordering. Well, after a year, Sarah disappears. What happens is all 4 of those people who were on Sarah's front line now move up to my front line. So now those 4 people on Sarah's front line who were ordering, and they were all under Sarah, so they were all under one of my legs. It was counting toward that leg hitting elite or whatever rank I needed it to hit. But now that they've moved up to my front line, guess what happens? Now all of that volume is spread across 4 separate legs that maybe now are not even counted for my rank advancement or anything that I need. So actually, I'm going to need to find out, Barbara, because I know they were looking at making some changes. You said, can I move them around, those people who moved up? Can I move them around without having multiple people in our upline approve it? I believe the answer is no, but I'm going to double check. I know there's always been talk about that for this very reason, and I know that they did make some changes, and I think I'm up to date, but I was in China. So let me double check. I always like to double check and make sure you guys get the right information. By the way, when I double check for you, I don't just ask one person. I ask 3 high-level people at dōTERRA, different people in different areas who don't even know I'm asking the same question, make sure I get the exact same answer. Because if I don't, then we take it to higher level and we go, dude, okay, people are teaching different things about what is actually allowed or whatever, okay? So last question, Maria, what do you guys use or do when approaching gyms, chiropractors, or other medical professional offices? So I'll tell you basically, number one, I need to get past the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is the person who is supposed to protect the owner or the decision maker. So sometimes the gatekeeper is the owner. Depends on the size of the company and depends on how they've designated the jobs. Sometimes the gatekeeper is a secretary who has no opportunity to make any decisions. They have no authority, but they act like they do. So your goal when you go in is honestly to create friendships with the gatekeeper especially, and hopefully you're being sincere. Be very sincere, because if you're going into this gym or this spa or the chiropractor because you're trying to help them, well, guess what? This is a time where you're creating relationships. You're going to offer stuff for free. Make your offer so awesome. Like, I'm going to drop by some free essential oils. I'm going to do XYZ. I come and I teach classes for your, like, for example, the question, someone said, how do you teach the staff of a spa? That's part of the offer when I go into a spa. I don't just say, hey, we have oils, you could buy them. I show them the oils. When they know about the oils, I tell them how we'll help them incorporate the essential oils into the massages they're already doing, or we can help them come up with new ones. We have certain ones that some of our spas love that we can show them, that the clients love. I tell them how we're going to help them incorporate customization for every single client. That takes like 1 minute. It's super easy and the clients love it and they feel so special. And by the way, this is when I teach you guys a class on how to teach the staff. This is what I would teach you how to do. I'll go into detail about that. Second thing is, I tell them we teach your staff for free. We absolutely just want to make sure that they know how to use the oils, that they know exactly what to do with their clients. And we come in every month as long as you need us. Well, guess what? Spas and chiropractors, a lot of times they have people coming in, they have to pay for training. So the fact that you're going to come in for free is huge. A lot of times with the spa, depending on how they sign up with you, they can, and remember, we're going to say set up an account. Depending on how they set up an account with you, what you're going to do is a lot of times, dentists, it's great to bring in a lunch. Say, I want to kind of do a presentation for all of your staff. We bring in lunch for you. We have samples and special gifts for every single person who attends. You see what I'm saying? Make your offer so amazing that people will love it. Oh, you guys are saying, yes, do the spa video. Okay, this will be good because once you guys make me do a video about something, it makes it so much easier for me, because then I can tell people, anybody who asks that question, I can say, okay, go check out that video, like the 3 pathways video on YouTube. I didn't need to teach you guys how to do 3 pathways today. I just needed to tell you about it, and I say now go watch it, and it teaches you exactly how to do it. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be doing a spa video. You guys are awesome. Okay. Thank you guys so much. You guys, there are more questions, and I'm so sorry I can't get to all of them. Actually, I can do this last one. Deirdre, she says, I want to know how to understand LRP in order to explain it to potential customers. Oh my goodness. Okay, I explained that in one of my videos. Which one is it? How to close a class. If you go to watch my video, how to close a class, now realize that video is about how to close a class, and it's very detailed and it's very long. But the steps in my how to close a class, the first step is assuming the sale. The second step there are different steps. And one of the middle steps in there is LRP. You're going to talk about LRP. Okay. So if you want to scoot forward to the middle of that video and try to find that section, you can do that. But just know that there's a section in there where I talk about how to explain LRP, but I tell how much to explain at the end of a class. Because if you explain too much, then what happens is they get confused. So after you watch that part of the video, you will probably wonder, okay, that's great. We tell them this much right now, but how do I explain the rest of it later? And you'll see what I mean when you go watch that. So I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to promise you this. I'm going to do 2 YouTube videos, and I'm not going to promise I'm doing them until the end of the week because I have to like make sure my bruises don't show up so much anymore. So, well, I better say when the bruises are gone, okay? When the bruises are gone, I'm going to do those 2 videos. And let me think. I can't do those on my podcast where you can't, that would be a great one because you can't see me there. But that is for generic network marketing. That is not specific to dōTERRA. So I'm going to do YouTube videos. I will do one on details about LRP and in everything about LRP. And then I will also do a second one on how to train the employees and the staff at a spa. Okay. So you guys are awesome. I'm writing this down right now so I don't forget. And for those of you who want to join me, come join me in the Marketing Game Changers, where we are going to go over some online training, how to build your business online. Okay, love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye. See you at convention, I hope. Bye.